Welcome back. I'm Laura from Front Office Rocks, and I'm super excited that you are tuning in to this video because this is actually a topic that I love talking about. I'm actually in the middle of writing my book about this, which is about hiring. And I'm excited that you're logging into a YouTube video. If you don't know already, I add new YouTube videos all the time based off of questions that I get from our clients and from people watching the videos and just that I see on social media, and try to answer them here, or at least get the conversation going. So thank you for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I add new videos every week about topics that we want to talk about. So the topic today is going to be about working interviews. I had somebody who logged in and asked a question about how to conduct a working interview and my thoughts about working interviews. So here's my 2 cents on it. I think working interviews are great. I believe that it's everybody looks good in an interview, or at least maybe I should rephrase that. Not everybody looks good, but candidates tend to look good in an interview because they're on their best behavior. It's kind of like their first date. They're going to show up dressed, hopefully looking their best. They're going to say the right things. They've maybe practiced their answers. Everybody looks good or should look good in an interview, but working interviews are a good opportunity to really see the person in a normal environment, in a natural habitat, I guess I should say. So I really am a fan of working interviews. Now, I'm going to put my disclaimer in here right now. I'm not an HR professional. I don't know all the state laws. So you have to make sure when you do a working interview that you're doing it legally. I do know you have to pay the employee or the person during the working interview. And I would make sure that you have the right paperwork filled out before you bring them in, because you don't want to open up any liability for yourself when you have somebody in your office. But let's now talk about what we're looking for, or what the purpose of a working interview is. The purpose of a working interview is not to get the person to start working. It's really not to see how much they know or how well they do at that job necessarily. We can teach them the skills. We can show them what we need them to do. We can teach them how our office runs and what they need to do in their position. What the purpose of a working interview is really twofold for me. It's, first of all, let's see how they do in our environment. Let's see how they do with our patients. Let's see how they do with our team. Let's just see how they are when their guard's down a little bit and they're not on their best behavior. And then secondly, I want to see how well they do at following directions and following, learning and growing and being able to communicate and do something that I ask them to do. So the 2 parts of working interviews for me is, first of all, talking about how they fit into the environment. I want to give them the ability to show up, show them around a little bit, but then let them work in a space that's not right next to me. I'm not going to sit with them all day long and tell them what to do and tell them about us. I want to put them out there, out with the patients. I want to put them out with the other employees. I want to give them a little bit of freedom so that they can start to be themselves, so that our team members can get to know them a little bit and work with them, and so that I can watch them from afar. If they're right under my wing, if they're sitting right next to me and all I'm doing is training them and teaching them and talking the whole time, they're not going to be able to really show their true self. So at a working interview, I want to allow them the ability to be in our environment and watch them, but I want to watch them from a distance, because if they know as the manager or the owner you're watching them, they're of course going to be on their best behavior. But kind of like kids, I'm most proud when my kids go to someone else's house and I haven't been there, and I hear when they get dropped off back at my house that they were great and they were very polite, right? That's the same thing with an employee. I want to give them the opportunity to have some freedom to really see who they are when they're in our office, in our culture. Then the second thing I want to do is I want to give them things to do, and it may not even be things you need done, but things to do so you can assess how good are they at following direction. Do they have to come back multiple times and ask questions? Do they not fully understand what you're asking for and giving you a different thing than you asked for? Like, I want to have them do some things so I can assess how good they are at learning. How good are they at understanding others and then duplicating what it is I said and giving me the product I need. The reason for that is, like I said, we're going to teach them everything about the practice. We're going to teach them everything about dental. We're going to teach them everything about what we do in the practice. But we want to find out in the working interview, are they teachable? Can they learn? Can they grow? Because if they can't, if they're so set in their ways, or they can't really understand what's being asked of them, they're going to be a really hard person to train and to communicate and help grow. So I'm going to give them things like, I don't know, depending on their position, I need you to go through the stock room and reorganize everything in alphabetical order and make sure everything's stocked and give me a list of the things that are under 25% full. Or if they're a front office person, I need you to go through all the charts. I need you to alphabetize them. And then I need you to go through and decide when the patient's due for their next prophy and give me a list of people due for their next cleaning. Whatever the case may be, maybe go through all the reactivation, the patients that need to be reactivated, and give me a list of who needs the phone calls based off of how long I called the last time I called them. Again, you see, I'm kind of making this stuff up. It can be things that are going to help you in the practice, but I want to see, can they follow the rules? Can they follow my direction? Do they need to ask 20 questions to 20 people on the team? Do they come back to me multiple times? Do they give me something that they think is done, but it's not really done, it's half done? So I'm doing these projects or these things during their working interview more to assess their ability than it is to, I don't know, have them help around the office. The working interview is really our opportunity to see, can they do what we've asked, right? Plus, then by doing that out in the environment, not right under you, we can see, do they ask a lot of questions? Do they seem to get distracted? Do they talk to patients and never get their work done? Does it take them twice as long as you think it should take them? Do they talk negatively about things? Are they complaining back there? That's the kind of thing we want to see in a working interview. Do not have the patient do anything or have the working interview candidate do anything that's too patient focused. Like, if they're doing a working interview at assisting, I wouldn't have them assist right in that during that working interview. Maybe you can have them turn over a room or sterilize instruments or observe, but don't have them actually assist. Don't have a front office employee answer the phones. We pay money to make those phones ring, so don't have them answer the phones. Give them another project. If you have to try them out on the phones, have them call and try to reactivate patients or call overdue recare, but don't do patient-focused or facing things with this person during a working interview. So there's my thoughts on working interviews. I'm a huge fan. Again, check your state laws because you want to make sure you're doing it legally and make sure that you have a game plan for the day they're coming in to do a working interview, and then step back and really assess, do you think this employee is going to be a good fit, can learn, and is going to be the right fit for the position? So thank you again for the question. I thought that was a great one. I'm excited about it. I do have a book coming out hopefully in 2020. I'm still working on it, on hiring. So this is a topic I love. So please make sure you write more questions. Send me messages at Front Office Rocks. We actually do have some hiring videos on there, so we can help you with that. And after this, have a great day.